righty, everyone. Hello, welcome to our FMS TextLocate webinar. We're so happy you guys were able to take a little time today to be on the call here, and we'll kind of get rolling. So I'll turn it over to you, Ryan.
Great, thank you. Okay, let me get screen sharing here going. How's that looking? Has that got full screen there, Henry?
Yes, you got it full screen.
Okay, perfect. Well, thanks for joining. Thanks for the opportunity. We are extremely excited to be working with Henry and the team there at FMS. We're very, very excited. There's an opportunity. Henry and I got connected a while back, and we were like, hey, it really makes sense to get both products integrated together. Henry's got a fantastic TMS, and with our communication platform, it just makes it easy to pair the two together. So what I thought I would do is, Henry's going to go through a live demo, but what I thought I'd do is just kind of talk about the problem and why we started TextLocate and how it can benefit you. So we've, our mission statement, we want to be visibility simplified through text-based messaging for the logistics industry. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that and why, and what we've taken as an approach with the market. The market today, and we've been in business a little over 18 months, and what I saw is that the market needed a less invasive way to approach drivers versus just an app. So again, TextLocate does everything via text with no app at all. And so what we saw is the problem in the industry was the drivers having challenges with the apps. We actually work complementary with apps, so we're not trying to say, hey, you don't need the apps at all. So if you're using products like, like a Trucker Tools and a P44 and MacroPoint, those are fantastic. They're good products in the market, and drivers, there's X amount of drivers that are okay with using them. And then you have this subsegment of the drivers that don't, want to use the apps. They don't want to download. They don't want to register. They don't want to have constant tracking. So what we do is one-time location updates, all via text, and then communication as well. We have scheduling ability. So we make it super easy, super simple to use. So we've seen obviously adoption change a little bit from the app perspective. It's continued to grow, but when people say, okay, where are you trying to focus? We're trying to focus on bridging the gap between the app and the phone call. So what we want you to use TextLocate is to reduce the phone calls that you're trying to make. And when I say trying to make, I've been in the industry, I think I've got a slide on here, 24 years in the industry, now just turned over to 24. And years ago, drivers picked up the phone as an easy, simple resource. What we're hearing more and more feedback with our customer base is that they're not picking up the phone anymore. It's you'll call a driver, they don't respond or don't answer. We've gotten a lot of our customers will say, hey, I tried to call them, but they didn't answer. I sent them a TextLocate message and they responded right back. Just giving you a little background on myself, I'm in Chattanooga, Tennessee, grew up here, built a brand here, worked at US Express, Amazon on procurement, and Covenant, built brokerages at both US Express and Covenant. So the reason I kind of point that out is because of the fact that I'm a freight guy. I'm in this industry, ex-freight broker, been involved, understand it, understand the needs and the why. And again, what we bring is the simplicity of it. And you're like, okay, so tell me why text messaging again? Well, no app to install, easy visibility with it, no registration process, faster response. The numbers are pretty crazy that 90% of text messages are open usually within 3 minutes. It's quick, convenient, all the reasons we use text today. And I make less phone calls than I ever did in the past. You just get simple questions via text. So it's the same thing. It's kind of like, think of TextLocate kind of like Slack, using Slack or something like that with a truck driver. Make it simple, easy, open up that, two-way conversation with the driver. So I want to show you a little bit how the technology, and then, like I said, Henry will go through the actual demo. But basically what we do is we send a text message out to the driver. It includes your name, so it's all white labeled. It doesn't say TextLocate. It's coming from you. That way they understand that it's coming from you for that load, asking for a location. The driver, when they receive the text, they simply click a link. And when they click that link, they okay. So that's a big difference with privacy nowadays. They hit okay and respond right back. And they're able to give their, consent and say, hey, I've just updated, I've responded back. So think of it like a digital check call. Somebody calls me and say, hey, Ryan, where you at? And I say, Chattanooga, Tennessee. This is a digital version of that via text. Again, click the link, hit OK, and now it will actually bring back the lat long position of this location, which is actually piped in straight to Henry's product so that it updates and integrates right in with the system. And then here's an example. I'm showing a little bit of our dashboard. If you signed up for our product, you're going to have both our dashboard to see the activity as well as directly through Henry's product with FMS. So you see all the activity, but you could log in here as well. You can see how you have simple information, driver updates, all that kind of stuff. The only two fields that you need to have to interact with the driver is a load number so that it connects together and a phone number. And Henry's system pulls that automatically for you. So all you have to do is click the location request, it'll fire it out, and it ties everything to the load number, which is very efficient, super easy to use. This is how kind of, normal, typical tracking. And again, this is all, and since it's integrated, it's all back into FMS as well. But we pull back city, state, and zip. We pull back lat long position. So all that information is updated. And think of these a little bit different as like they're breadcrumbs. They're not constant tracking. And some of us would say, hey, that's frustrating. I want constant tracking. Well, we all would love constant tracking, but the drivers aren't comfortable doing that. However, just like a call, they'll give you an update. So here, these were sent out via text with a response back in this example we're using. You can also schedule like all your 7 a.m. check calls. You can do cadences on your scheduling every 4 to 6 hours. So you can do automatic digital calls and let it send a text each time asking for that update. And here's the other things, like as far as the two-way chat capability, I know Henry has some pieces of this and they're continuing to develop out other functionality, but we have, you can just chat back just like, from your phone. The difference is with TextLocate, you don't have to do it from your personal phone. Again, it's tied to the load number. And additionally, from that perspective is that you have all that chat information here versus all of your reps having to chat from their phone. Nobody has visibility. This way, it's all in the system. You have visibility of the full conversation. Other things we have that I know Henry's looking at in the future roadmap is some templated messages. You can pull back images and things like that as well. This is what the message looks like to the driver. So imagine your company name here in the top left. That would be your logistics company business name, and then the driver's name if you have it, and if in the system, it would push that across to and ask it. But the message is super simple. Hello, company name, hello driver, location update's been requested, safely click the link and allow for a one-time location update. Fires back, simple and easy. You can see the prompt here when they click that link and you hit the OK. That's literally how simple it is. And here is where it would come back and it pulls that information and gives you really down to, typically what we've seen is it's usually within 100 feet or less. So it depends on if they have precise location or not turned on. But obviously, it might be a little challenge if you're trying to pick the dock door at a shipper, but getting location updates it's very, very, very good. And then an example that we saw that we like to show is one of our large brokers. They've actually sent out 12,000 location requests because I know the question is going to be like, what's the response rate? So they did this over 72 hours and they got a 50% response rate and never told the drivers it was coming. So if you're using our product potentially exclusive, you could just let the driver know at the time of dispatch. You'd be like, hey, we're going to schedule you on a TextLocate update. You're going to get a text message. Just respond back. Typically, we see those responses when you let the driver know it on the front end, anywhere between 65 to 80, depending on the compliance. And then you have X number of drivers, no matter how you try, engage with them. Some of them just won't respond back. What's nice too about it is the SMS capability. They can respond back with simple questions like, have you arrived? Yes, no. Hey, I need, this or that kind of backup. Hey, checking on reefer temperatures, whatever you need to mention, they're going to have it. Things like, POD, you can get confirmation also on things like detention billing, stuff like that. So really the sky's the limit with those interactions and how you do it. We've just made it a lot, and I feel like a lot more simple. And again, it complements some of the other products that you may or may not be using. However, if obviously if you want to use this exclusively, you can there as well. But typically what we see is that most people do use it complementary, but however, with the way Henry's team has done a fantastic job of connecting it, you can do a lot of the automation straight there inside Henry's team. And now I'm going to flip it over to Henry's going to do a quick run through with the system, and I'm going to stop sharing. And then after, we are going to open it up for Q&A. So take it away, Henry.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you very much. So I'm going to start sharing my screen here, but I also want to talk a little bit more about, why we decided to do this integration. So we already had we already had, before Ryan approached me, we already had integrations with MacroPoint and Trucker Tools. A lot of customers using those, and those are like Ryan said, great products. What we have come to find out is after we made those integrations with these products, a lot of drivers did not want to be tracked by one of those because it constantly tracks their cell phone. So if that driver is going down the road and wants to pull over for their favorite restaurant, wants to go 10 miles off the road, they, with those products, that driver knows, they know that the driver, where the driver is all the time. And there's questions. Driver doesn't want that. When he can knows that he can hit that button and just only give the indication of where he's at that time, it's a lot more freedom for the driver, and he buys into it. So between that and the difference in pricing between continuous tracking and then just letting it track during a text message is the reason, the value I saw when doing this integration. And I think we already have a couple customers using this, and I think that it's going to be something that is very interesting. Again, not replacement of, but addition to. If we can make it easier on you to help with tracking, then I think anything can free up that little bit of time, then it's going to be worth the money. So to run into this, you see our regular tracking board in here. We're in LOADPlus Pro here, and I can see all my tracking. So I can look through here. I might have a load that I need a status on. So if I click on this load and click into edit tracking, many of you are very familiar with these screens. I have my tracking screen, okay? If I want to know where this driver is, I have John Smith up here as a driver, and I put this, all I got to do is make sure the cell phone number is correct, okay? From here, you can just click on the TextLocate app up here, and it will automatically send an SMS text message to the driver. So it's very integrated, not a lot of like uncontrolled screens popping up or having to do setup. Very easy. One hit of that TextLocate. Now, behind the scenes, we can put in here whether you want that to be a one-time TextLocate or if you want that to be a automatic refresh. So during the period of the load moving, if you want it to be sent every 2 hours or 3 hours or whatever it is, per the load. So you can decide how that goes. And then what happens is that once that's hit, I'm going to show you, this is my phone link app that's connected to my phone. So I just got this message and it says, "Hello, John." And it asks me, so if I was using my finger here, I would just click this and we would immediately see it come up and say, okay, this is where I'm at. And of course you have to hit allow to let them know where you're at. And then that will come back. Once you provide this location, it will immediately trigger a notification in here so that we can see that when the location shows up, that John Smith is where he's at in that load, and it will write a new tracking history. Okay, that usually takes about 4 to 5 minutes to come in from the time the carrier clicks it. Okay, so that's basically what the app does and how the integration looks. And so we've done phase 1 right now. Soon, that Ryan was talking about, soon we'll get, as we get more users in here, we're going to do phase 2, which is going to be the SMS, where you could talk directly back and forth with the driver right in here. And then we're also going to be bringing that, the images back in and let you be able to assign those for like the POD into the system. That's phase 2, where that will be coming within this year. But phase 1's ready. We can integrate it now. So if you want it turned on, we can look into that. And and Ryan can also show you a much more detailed. And I think Ryan, they can even get an account, like a trial account, right? With the system.
Yes, absolutely, Henry. We're happy to set up trial accounts to test it out. So the easiest way to get in touch with us is if you just go to textlocate.com. Then there's a Calendly link there that you can set up a personalized demo. You're welcome to email me or any of our team, it's just hello at TextLocate or Ryan at TextLocate. It's super easy and simple to find us. You can book your own calendar event right there on the website to set up time, or reach out through Henry and he can get you over to us as well. But we would love to have the opportunity to do a personalized demo of all of TextLocate, how it works. And then, yes, we could get you a trial account set up. And then all we have to do is let Henry know and they will link the two accounts together.
Yeah, it takes very little time to link them together. We can, you get an account, we can have you up and running in about 30 minutes, with our system. So.
Yeah, it's super easy. It's Henry's made it really nice and convenient, and the simplicity of it. And to Henry's point, I mean, this is just another opportunity to get connected with a driver and make it easy. Again, the response rates are, the more you let them know it's coming, the higher the response rates are. But because of the ease and flexibility of it, it's super convenient for a driver. And the reason that we've kind of done this is we're kind of going to appeal and like talk to the driver that where they want to be communicated with. And the reason that SMS has become such an advantage is because they're already having constant communication via SMS with friends or family and relatives and things like that. So they already know it's already on their device, and they already are comfortable with how to use it.